Today I will be reviewing Night Flower, a historical mystery Korean drama that aired on MBC in January and February of 2024. This was a relatively short 12-episode drama, and it's the first series I finished in 2024. Because a presentation with just slides might be a little boring, I'm also let me know whether this works or if it's a bit too much of a distraction. So to start with, the female lead in this series is Lee Ha-nee. She's also known as Honey Lee, and she plays Choi Yo-wa in this series. Lee Ha-nee has acted in quite a lot of series and movies before, but I personally did not recognize her from any of her previous series. However, examples of her series would be Wonder Woman or Fury Priest. The male lead of this series is Lee Jung-won. He plays Park Soo-ho. He's a lot younger than the female lead and does not have as much acting experience. He was also unknown to me, but one of his previous series was The Golden Spoon. There are also quite a lot of well-known other actors, such as Kim Mi-kyung, who is basically everyone's mother in Korean dramas. Here she plays Yoo Gum-ok, the mother-in-law in this series. There's also Lee Ki-woo as Pak Yoon-hak and Pak Se-yeon as Yeon-son. As for the female lead, she is a widow whose husband died on their wedding day. In fact, she's never even met him. So now she's expected to live with her in-laws, where she has to live a relatively strict life because they are hoping for her to get an award for being a good widow. The main basis for this award is being virtuous and loyal to their spouse, and actually following your husband by dying as well would be considered honorable. And it might actually be interesting to check out the Wikipedia page related to this phenomenon, because it does help understand the cultural context of this drama quite a bit, and it might help you to understand the story a bit better. I'll put a link in the description below. However, our main lead plans to live, and the main reason for that is that she's hoping to find her brother, who disappeared 15 years ago. In addition, her life as just a widow would of course be very boring, so at night she dresses in black and goes out to help poor people whenever she can. And there are several others who are in on this plot and help her go undetected as much as possible. The male lead, on the other hand, is new in town. He is a new ambitious member of the Capitol Guard who's very eager to solve crimes. And on his first day is in town, he actually runs into the female lead while she's fighting people in a gambling den. So it sort of becomes his mission to find out who this nighttime criminal is. Overall, Night Flower did very well ratings-wise, and it actually broke the record for the highest rating for a Friday-Saturday drama on MBC. Although ratings are often very dependent on the time and day a series is aired, I personally think usually that an upward trend is always a good sign. My personal excitement to continue watching each episode, rated from 1 to 5, was also quite high. After I started watching, I immediately liked the female lead, but I was not completely into the series from the start, as it took me a while to really start liking the mystery aspect. I think this is mainly because some parts of the initial build-up felt a little bit slow for me in the first 2 episodes, but I continued watching, liked the next 2 episodes quite a lot, and although I was still a little confused by the politics, things sort of started to come together for me around episode 5, and after that point I was just completely hooked, really enjoyed watching the rest of the series. And I'll try to avoid giving any major spoilers, but there were 1 or 2 really interesting twists, and for the ending I think there was quite a bit of foreshadowing, but the way things progressed and ended worked out very nicely, I thought. And overall, I would say this series was very enjoyable. What's interesting to note is that most episodes have an epilogue that gives you sort of a cute or interesting addition to the main story. These are quite enjoyable, so don't forget to watch these. So, why would you watch Nightflower? First of all, the mystery. I think the mystery in this series was really enjoyable to me, and I like how things came together at the end of the series. The comedy, I haven't mentioned it, but there are quite a lot of funny series throughout that are very enjoyable. In addition, although I have to say I don't really notice bad acting usually when I watch, there is some excellent acting in this series. So if you enjoy that type of thing, I think you should watch. I also really enjoyed the character of the female lead, and the chemistry between the two leads was very good as well. And I would say the overall plot and build-up of the series worked very well for me. And perhaps the fact that this is only 12 episodes really made sure that it's not too drawn out and made it even better. Now, there might also be some reasons why you should not watch this series. So first of all, the romance. Now, there is some romance in this series. There's good chemistry, but I think the main thing to note is that this series is not advertised as a romance. So if you go into this series thinking you're going to watch a romantic series, you will definitely be disappointed. So that's just a little warning. Overall, I'd say give this one a try as it's quite a short series. If you're not completely sure after watching the first 2 episodes, but you like the premise and the female lead, I think it might be worth continuing to watch until you've sort of completed episode 5 before making a final decision on whether you want to watch the rest of the series. So I hope you enjoy watching this series as much as I did, and let me know in the comments what you think about it. And see you next time.